Hi everyone, welcome back to another weekly planetary weather forecast and collective reading. In this video, we will be talking about the astrology that is happening in this upcoming week, August 1st to 7th. We are officially in the 8th month of this year. Wow, time flies. And this is personally, to me, this is quite a pivotal month in 2022 because we do have some really, if you have watched my last week video, I've mentioned we're building up to a really challenging and tense astrology for us to work with, but this is not to scare us off. I always believe that there's no good or bad energy. Yes, it's not always sunshine and rainbow, but sometimes we need those friction, we need those challenges in order for us to move forward, to propel forward with new or renewed energies or a different perspective. So don't view it as some kind of fearful or scary energies that will navigate. Yes, sometimes we might see bad news or not very pleasant news that will happen during this time, but ultimately I also do believe that these challenges that we face individually or as a collective is actually will result with immense self-growth individually and as a collective. So try to see it from that perspective. With that said, this energy is already building up ever since Mars entered Taurus, and especially last week it is amping up as Mars inching closer to a perfect conjunction with Uranus and North Node, which are also in Taurus. And this conjunction will perfect first around end of July, so July 30th, 31st, depending where you are in the world. Uranus and North Node will first come to an exact conjunction, and then Mars will join along August 1st, 2nd, depending where you are in the world again. So I feel like, and I always say, the energy is always a little before and after, and this big triple conjunction will sort of set off something new for us collectively or as an individual, depending on your own human story. So this Mars, Uranus and North Node triple conjunction in Taurus is happening this week, 1st and 2nd, where it is where it peaks, and then it also kicks off that really activate that fixed signs T-square that we have up in the sky, which is all those planets that are in fixed sign right now. So they're all being activated. We have the Sun and Mercury in Leo. As earlier mentioned, we have Mars, Uranus, North Node in Taurus. We have South Node in Scorpio. And in Aquarius, we have Saturn retrograding. So we have all these fixed energy at four corners, forming this square energy with each other. So this is some really fixed sign energy being amped up. So for fixed sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, you might feel it more than the others. Or if you have planets or points near those planets in the fixed sign, or if you have stelliums, right, planets or points in those fixed signs as well. So this strong fixed sign energy is showing us what we have been relying on in our lives, right? They are all fixed energy. So this is something that we have known for a long time. It can be the way we do certain things, the way we live our life, our belief system, what we have been relying on in our life to be consistent, right? Fixed sign energy, to be consistent, that we needed those energy for us to stay stable, stay strong, to feel firmly rooted in what we know is true, and what we count on. But all these energy now is asking us to change, right? Because they are being all activated, and this is being activated strongly with all those points and planets in Taurus, especially Mars, Uranus, North Node. They are signifying this change, right? All of them, all these points and planets, Mars, Uranus, and North Node, they don't want to move backward. They only want to push forward. Mars want to get going and move with a fire of speed, a speed of fire, and want to take action and want to go for it. Uranus also is want us to move towards the future. North Node is known as the point where we want to move towards this lifetime. It is also the node of fate. It is our destiny that we call. So all this energy is amping up what we're so fixated on, our own limited beliefs, our old behaviors, pattern, way of thinking, the things we thought we need to stay stable, to feel rooted, grounded, what we once think is right, what is true to us, what we truly value. These might start to shaken, and you might find yourself no longer aligning with those, what all those I've mentioned as well. But it is, yes, maybe asking you to be rebellious, be innovative, right? Let that inner rebel out and see what is true to you now. Maybe things have changed over the past couple of years. Maybe things change because since Uranus entered Taurus back in 2018, maybe you have been going through a lot of change within yourself, or you see the change that is happening around you. It also activates you wanting to change, right? Maybe some of the beliefs no longer resonate with you. What you think is solid, routine, and grounded no longer feels the same. You want to break free. You want to have new beliefs. You want to have new direction, new path that is resonating to you more now, that is truer to you now. There's a version of you now, right? So be prepared that there might be some major event, things that is going to come through these couple of weeks, this few weeks. It has been happening already, maybe perhaps during this past couple of weeks. And yes, as a collective level, things happening around the world that might ultimately help us to move forward in a certain direction, or it can be internal, right? It can happen within us, some aha moments, some revelations, some new insights, ideas, or maybe these are the stuff that is happening as in a collective level that affect us to bring those new information, revelation for us, within us, to ignite these changes that we want for ourselves, our life, right? So yes, and this can be uncomfortable. Changes are not always easy and comfortable. Sunshine and rainbow, it can be uncomfortable. It can be hard. It can feel uneasy. Some of us might have a shocking out of the blue revelation, aha moment, like, oh, now I see it this way. Now I know where I want to go. Now I see something in a different light, right? And all these are meant to happening for us, ultimately to bring us self-growth, to help us to move forward to next chapter of life. Oh, yes, beginning of this week, or we already been sensing it for the past week or couple of weeks, this triple conjunction is finally at its peak in August 1st and 2nd. Mars, Uranus, and North Node in Taurus are meeting with each other. And every 15 years, Uranus and North Node will meet up anyway. So every time when they meet, it kind of opens up a new portal, open up a new chapter for us, for our human story. So now Uranus and North Node is meeting again after 15 years, and now it's in Taurus. And this is very significant because the last time that it happened, it actually happened 2,000 years ago in Common Era 180 or AD, if you want to go with that. And the next time that North Node and Uranus will meet again in Taurus will not be in our timeline. It will be 2357. So that's like a bit 3 centuries later. So see what comes up for you this time, or collectively, right? This is definitely going to open up a new 15 cycle for us, new 15 years cycle for us individually and as a collective. And these will be things that governed by Taurus. So this can be related to our Mother Earth, definitely, climate change, definitely, supply, resources, agriculture, everything related, which we already sadly see what's been happening around the world. And also it can talk about the stock market, the finance market, cryptocurrency. All these are governed by Taurus. And also our own self-value. That is also governed by Taurus, our self-worth and values, right? How we value different things in life. That might come to a new 15-year cycle as well. Mars in Taurus is usually a little bit more calm, but it's also determined and steady, maybe even stubborn, because Taurus, come on, is one of the most stubborn signs we know. Is a fixed earth sign. They want to know what they're doing, they want to know the plan, they want to know the steps, and they want to stick with it, right? That is the Mars and Taurus energy. But now we have this really dynamic, changing, electric planet Uranus there since 2018. So Taurus does not feel the same anymore. It is about innovation, rebellion. It is about changing to newer things. And with North Node there's an element of fate in it as well. So all these combined together, it can feel quite destructive, volatile, explosive. This is that inner fire we can no longer contain and just want to come out and burst out into the open. And this can individually be about something you want to break free from, something you no longer resonate with. It can be some belief system you have within you, the way you do certain things or the way you behave certain way, things that used to ground you, things that you value, maybe no longer is the same, right? So all these can be happening during this time. And this can show up in any area of your life too, right? Because there are times when we just change, right? Something no longer resonate. People, things, situation, belief, way of thinking, all those so on and so forth. So this will open up, and maybe for some it will give you a breakthrough and allow you to move to a different direction or path that is truer to you now. Mars, Uranus, when the two combustive and explosive planet comes together, it's just this little child rebel, right? Rebel. So whenever I think of it, it just gives you a surge of adrenaline energy, like you are on a roller coaster ride. You are. And I love, I've been listening to different astrology podcasts about this conjunction. And one of the astrologers that I love, Catherine Irwin, she reminds me, she used an analogy which I resonate so much with. And this is, think about when you are younger, right? When you are a teenager, a rebellious teenager, you're trying to sneak out of the house in the middle of the night to go and have fun with your friends. that moment of breaking free for your own personal freedom in order to embrace and do something that is true to you, that you love, that you desire, need, and want, right? That burst of energy that just want to break free and just be you. That is exactly what is happening for us during this conjunction. So maybe perhaps there's something you really want to do that is true to you, that you desire, that you want and need. You're finally seeing it. There's no more waiting, no more delay. You want to do that for yourself, and you are breaking free. And Uranus and Mars is that doing whatever you want at all costs, right? You're just going to go for it. So for some, it might be exactly that. And of course, as a collective, we might also see some fateful twists or changes because North Node is being added already. It's being in the conjunction as well. So it can definitely be collectively or, parts of the world with what is happening around the world. Some of us might go on demonstration, might let our voice be heard and demand the change, justice, freedom that we want. Maybe from a certain groups or fighting for what you believe that is true and right to you. And also, like I mentioned before, we can also see sudden changes, event happening around all those Taurian theme as well. Climate, natural disaster, supply chain, financial shift, so on and so forth. So, of course, it really sounds like doom and gloom. And I hope that nothing really, really bad will happen for us. But if they happen, I hope they serve a higher purpose, is to help humanity, help us to realize that what it is that we can start really doing, educate ourselves, what we can do individually to contribute and do good for Mother Earth, for our human as a collective, because I personally think it is a very, very, very important. And I don't think we have a lot of time left. So if you're watching my video, yes, I am going on a tangent because I'm very passionate about some of the things I believe is right. And I think we all do. So it is really time for us, up to every single one of us, to educate ourselves, to get the true and right information and knowledge as to how and what we can do, even just a little step towards helping and living in a more harmonious way with our Mother Earth. And on August 2nd, 3rd, depending where you are in the world, we have Venus in Cancer having a sextile with Mars, Uranus, and North Node in Taurus. So this time, Venus is having a sextile, a beautiful, supportive, softer energy that's coming in, which I think is right on time. But I don't think this sextile is going to help us too much to protect us from what needs to be happen. But I do think that this Venus sextiling with Mars, Uranus, and North Node in Taurus is going to bring in a little bit of supportive energy that we need, right? Because Venus in Cancer is more of an introverted energy. It wants to retreat back into the shell, to enjoy, to relax, to have downtime in order to feel nurtured and supportive. So whatever comes up around this time, having this Venus in Cancer energy is definitely helpful for us to remember that we don't have to impulsively react to everything that is happening around us. We can always choose to take a pause, take a step back, to retreat and process, integrate everything that is happening around the world, or maybe that's happening within us, right? Maybe some revelations, aha moments, new insights, information might really come in around this time for you as an individual. Or maybe you feel really overwhelmed or exhausted with what is happening around the world. Let this Venus sextile energy to help you to remind yourself, when in doubt, retreat. Come back to yourself, tend to yourself, fill your cup first, instead of going all over the place and reacting to every single thing that is happening around the world. And then lastly, on August 4th, we have our busy bee Mercury leaving Leo and entering Virgo. So Mercury is entering Virgo on August 4th, 2:58 p.m. Hong Kong time. It will still be August 4th, but 2:58 a.m. Eastern time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. And Mercury will stay in Virgo until August 25th. So during this period of time, it's really nice as well, I think, because Mercury in Virgo is back as one of the home sign that Mercury rules. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So Mercury is really, really comfortable in Virgo. And when Mercury in Virgo, it plays out a different energy. Mercury in Virgo is the analyst. I wish I have glasses here right now. So Mercury in Virgo is meticulous and particular. So it wants to focus on all the hows, right? How to do something, how to figure out something, how to solve a problem, how can we be effective, how can we work with what we have got, so on and so forth. But it is also a mutable but earth sign. So it is a grounding energy, and it comes in right on time after this crazy pole conjunction. I think this Mercury in Virgo is a grounding energy that we need to calm our minds and to help us to see what happened, right, in our own human story and as a collective, and help us with problem solving, with efficiency, with solution, and so on and so forth. And I love this energy, as I mentioned, after we had that triple conjunction. So whatever happens this week, later we'll have this Mercury in Virgo energy to bring in some clarity and calmness for us, to help us out if we feel overwhelmed and anxious, to help our mind calm down a little bit, to help us to organize our mind a little bit, and to remind us that, okay, there's a lot that's happening, but what is right in front of you? Can you break it down to a more smaller pieces for you to work with, a little bit by little bit? You don't have to solve everything today. You can solve some today and make progress and continue the day tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. There is time. You do not need to rush and think that you have only today to sort out everything. So for people that get anxious easily or get overwhelmed easily, this Mercury in Virgo energy might be able to help you calm down a little bit, to kind of mentally organize our world, to tackle our list bit by bit and step by step. But hold on, because Mercury will come back to Virgo in September 23rd to October 10. Coming back for a second time, that means we have a Mercury retrograde upon us in the near future. Yes, my dear. So Mercury is not going to just come to Virgo one time, 2 times. So this first time, Mercury is direct and just zooming through Virgo from August 4th to 25th. And then later on, it will retrograde in Libra and come back to Virgo in September 23rd to October 10. So you can also pay attention as to what you're processing, thinking around this time during this first Mercury in Virgo rendezvous. See what comes up for you, see what you're working with, what new insights, idea that you are cooking up during this first trip when Mercury is in Virgo. Chances are You might have a second chance to come back to them when Mercury retrograde in Virgo during that period of time I mentioned. So yes, a lot is happening this week for us. Please take care of yourself, be gentle with yourself and others, and remember, when in doubt, take a deep breath, take a step back, give yourself time and space to process everything. Sending you lots of love, and now let's dive into our collective reading. Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of this video where I'll be doing a collective tarot reading to see what's the message, advice and guidance that we can get for the collective this upcoming week, August 1st to 7th. Remember, this is a general reading. It will not resonate with everybody, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want a private reading, please feel free to contact me. All my information are in the description box below. My Instagram and my email, you can contact me through there. Let's begin and see, what does the collective need to know August 1st to 7th? Wow, okay. This spread is super powerful, and just now at first I thought we have 6 cards, but during the last draw, one card like flew straight out to the floor, and I thought that card was needed. I picked it up, and of course we need it. So Spirit is speaking us here really loud and clear, and just to acknowledge there's a lot of purple here. A lot of purple and a lot of green. So there's a emphasis on our inner knowing and our heart space. And I'm not surprised seeing that because we are in Leo season, and just when I say it, I see the yellow from this Strength card, which is the major arcana of Leo. Loud and clear again, Spirit. So clear with the messages here. So yellow, purple and green combination right here. We're in Leo season is signified to open up our heart space, lean into our heart space, right? To trust and be confident in what is true to us, right? Not all the noises around us, but drop it back down to our heart space. What is true and real to you? That matters the most. And also to trust your inner knowing. The purple here is signifying your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, right? So that is asking you to trust yourself, even when you can't see everything right in front of you in the physical world, but trust that inner voice and guidance, intuition that you have deep and within you, again, which is connecting to your heart space. All right. Collective reading. I am picking up a few different messages, so I'll go with them one by one. We have 3 major arcanas from this spread, so powerful, which is resonating with our triple conjunction happening in Taurus with Mars, Uranus, and the North Node. This week, one group of us is going through a very deep awakening. I think you might have been experiencing this already, maybe during last week, and this feeling is just being really amplified this week, right? Maybe there's this inner knowing that you cannot run away from. You cannot avoid it. You can no longer ignore it. You must come to terms and face your true self. This is happening within you for this group that I'm reading for. It is asking you, don't be scared. Why do you need to be scared of your true voice, your own voice, your inner self, your higher self that's been waiting for you to connect with them, right? So trust yourself, trust what you're feeling and sensing. Always remember, drop it back down to your heart, retreat back to yourself, right? Go back to your own comfort. Oops. All right, too exciting. Come back to your own shell, right? Take those time you needed. Be an introvert. This week, maybe you do need to be an introvert. Come back to yourself, give your time and space to process what are you really sensing and feeling and thinking. And for some of us, if whether you have spiritual beliefs or not, I feel like empath, especially this week, especially we are approaching the Lion's Gate, where it's going to peak on August 8th. Definitely feeling that stronger intuition and that inner knowing, right? Some of us even receive downloads, seeing signs and synchronicity everywhere around us or in our dreams, giving us messages. And in the lunar Chinese calendar, it is the 7th month, which is also known as the month where the veil is the thinnest, right? So maybe some of us, you are receiving download through dreams, maybe visit from past on loved one, or your guide, so on and so forth. Trust, do not be scared. They are all here to give you messages that you need to know right now. So trust what is coming up for you. Trust what is coming through to you. Feel them and let them flow through you, right? Some of us are going to have some revelations that what was once true is no longer true to us right now. And this can be your belief system, your old way of thinking, your patterns, your behavior, your certain values that you have around maybe certain people, areas of life, or situation. Your value changed, right? What you used to think is right might have changed. And this creates fear within you because you no longer know what to trust. And it feels like your foundation is being shaken and you don't know what to lean into or where to lean on. And you are worried. And this week, spirits want to remind you that you are the most important person in the world. So just lean into that. Know that sometimes in life, nothing is going to stay the same, but change is the only constant in life, right? Nothing is permanent, right? So just trust that. Maybe it is hard letting go of some old belief system or people, relationship, things in life, but understand that they are there to create space, to welcome new energies to come in. So this week for some, there's a lot of letting go happening, whether it is letting some parts of yourself go, the old version of you go, and embracing that new version of you. Give love to yourself, and if you're letting go, maybe people, relationships, certain things, situation in your life, say goodbye with love and grace. Thank them for being in part of your journey up until this point. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for everything, the memories, and let it go. Know that there's more ahead of you. There's something different, new that is waiting for you in the future. So, yes, this is quite a pivotal month for a pivotal week for some, and maybe even month for some. And for another group of people, I'm seeing that this week, through all this chaos and explosive and changes that is happening around the world, you might be able to find stillness and happiness within you. For some, I see that it is through trials and tribulation that has been happening in your life so far that you finally come to a point where for once you finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is very beautiful. Maybe you finally realize the strength within you, the power within you, the gifts within you. You are finally able to embrace them, right? And for some, I see that it is regarding to some kind of work. And for another group, this is relationship. So I feel like this week for some people, there's a lot of changes going on. But for some, it is how to navigate all these changes, because within what's happening around the world, you are also receiving a new opportunity that is regarding maybe to your work, your career. And for some, it is about you starting to grow, maybe you changing path and starting to grow this newer version of yourself. I'm just seeing a seed right now starting to push through that mud and to come out, to burst out of the soil. So for some, I think you have been going on a spiritual journey, self-healing journey, self-discovery or rediscovery journey. And I think this week you finally is turning point, turning a new chapter. You have been through a lot. Please give props to yourself of how far you have come. You are turning a new leaf. So, wow, very powerful message here. And I just see growth and growth and growth for you. So keep pushing through. You are on the right track. You are where you need to be. So sometimes it is good to slow yourself down, to look how far you have come in order for you to recharge, regain your momentum, and slowly continue to move forward. So that is another message. All right. And just a general message for everybody is no matter what happened this week, right, whether it is happening within you internally, receiving a aha moment revelation or some kind of new insight or new ideas, right, just comes through you like that, like an electricity. Or maybe it is through outside stimulation. Just know that whatever happened, whatever comes up to you, make notes of that, and just trust that they are coming to for you right on time. Whether it is a new insight, information, idea for you to later develop something or do something, changing direction or path in your life, or it's going to ignite something within you. Powerful message. Wow. Okay, let's look at the oracle cards right now. I'll take all the cards out and then I'll explain them one by one. All right, all the cards are out. Oh my goodness. If you watch my last week video, the same card came out and I said, oh, it makes sense because Mars is in Taurus and is inching closer to that triple conjunction, and that energy is already here happening last week, and the conjunction will be exact this upcoming week right on Monday, and the card came out again. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. And two cards stuck together came out, and they came out so in such a beautiful way. I'll explain it to you and you'll get it. You'll understand why. So let's talk about it. Very exciting. My goodness, look at this. We have what? Triple conjunction happening where? Taurus. And the first card we have first quarter moon in Taurus. Release control. Yes. Whatever is happening within you or around us as a collective, in a way, they are all faded because the North Node, the node of destiny, is in play. So just release control and just see what happens, what comes up for you and around you. Talk less, feel more. Last quarter moon in Pisces. Instead of being reactive, give yourself time and space to process everything, what you are feeling and sensing, rather than using your mouth to counterattack, to be reactive, right? This is that Venus in Cancer energy trying to remind us. And then lastly, new moon in Aquarius, open up to change, which is so right, because everything happened that might seem chaotic, that might feel like you need to change, or something is changing within you or around you. It is asking us to be able to open up to change, which is very true, because guess what? In a week time, later on, we are welcoming our full moon in Aquarius, and it is a conclusion of what happened maybe 6 months ago. Think back during new moon in Aquarius, which I'll talk more about it next week in that lunation video. What has been happening the last 6 months? Perhaps 6 months ago during new moon in Aquarius, something ignited, initiated, began, or started, or just, something began, or something came in for you during that time, and now after 6 months during full moon in Aquarius, something developed, maybe to fruition, maybe to a stage of development. So you can also reflect on that, and we'll talk more about it at the lunation video. So definitely open up to change. All the energies happening is going to continue to build up to a very powerful, dynamic full moon in Aquarius, and can't wait to get into that with you. So just, keep note of what's happening around you and within you this couple of weeks. And in the spirit animal deck, we have Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. Yes, some of us might feel like the speed is picking up momentum, things are happening for us, speed might be picking up, so on and so forth, and feel like something is changing and speeding up within our life. And this is the time when we need to bring a gentle touch, dear spirit, because things might be chaotic and overwhelming for some. So always remember to take care of yourself. And like I said, for some, it might be very extreme. Something is going to kickstart a new 15-year cycle for us. And just know that whatever you're going through right now, even when they seem challenging, hard, or sad, or whatever, they are ultimately happening for you, for your soul growth. So just hang in there, sweet results away. Be spirits. Whew, so powerful. And here we go. Look at the Starseed Oracle we have. We have the Great Sovereign, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Oh my goodness. This is exactly the card that came out for us last week during our weekly planetary forecast as well. And like I said, the energy is building up, and that this week is when the triple conjunction perfect, but it will also last for another couple of weeks, continue to build up to that full moon in Aquarius. So this is powerful reading for all of us, just to confirm the astrology. So this Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love, is a shadow energy card that is talking about that there are things in human experience that can be difficult for our heart and soul to stay open, right? Sometimes it's hard to keep smiling when there's shit happening around the world, right? It can create anxiety and fear within us, and this can make us feel like the world is a scary place. But this is also to let us know that yes, while all these emotions can come up, how can we also counteract it, right? Sometimes it's asking us to stay more open, to open up ourselves, to soften our heart anyway, and to always know that everything boils down to love, right? We are all just inner innocent children after all, having a life experience in the world. How can we find a way to be more kind and innocent, to be more kind to each other rather than trying to hurt each other, right? And that actually sometimes can happen for yourself too. How can you love yourself through what is happening? What can you do to make yourself feel more love, right? Instead of hurt people, right? So soften yourself to what's happening around you or within you, and know that, you know, everybody deserves to be loved. And in the end, if we can all be a little bit more kind towards each other, bring more love to the situation and to Mother Earth, we can really start to live in a more harmonious way with each other, and especially with Mother Earth. And then the next card that got stuck at the back that came out is your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. I feel like this two card comes in hand, right? Yeah, sometimes shit happens, right? Sometimes things are out of our control. There's anger, there's conflict that's happening in our life or around the world. All this crazy news that we see, natural disaster, war, and all those stuff that is creating constant fear and anxiety for us. But also at the same time, be hopeful and know that yes, even though it seems like shit is happening around the world, but sometimes that is the way the world works. Shit has to happen to create more space in order for new things, new manifestation to come in. It's just like how you manifest in life. You have to let go. That is the most important part. Letting go is the most important stage of manifestation. You will have to let go your limiting beliefs, your limiting mindset, your fear, your anxiety of not knowing when is it going to come, but know that it is happening for you, right? It requires a lot of trust. It requires us to have faith and remain open. And know that our life is like a canvas. It's a limitless. You can do whatever you want. You can want whatever you want. All you have to do is how much trust and faith you can have, you can maintain with the spirit and universe to co-create with them, right? So I'm going to share the guidebook message with you as well. The other card I already shared last week, so I'm not gonna repeat here again. So your life is a canvas. You are the artist of your life, and your life is a canvas. Take responsibility of your ability to create. Earth is known as a planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, feeling, and action with the vibration that matches them. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. If you're not sure what you'd like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude of all that is good in your life right now. State out loud that what you are most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing will be certain: you'll find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into your life. This card is inviting you to see your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and feeling. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life. What have you been called to create? How can you express yourself more creatively? So for some, maybe this week really going to bring in some download, new insights, idea, information for you, aha moments, revelation, in order for you to start painting your canvas. Lastly, self-care oracle, we have mind. You are the master of your inner world, and you decide what the outer world affects you, how the outer world affects you. Cultivate a calm inner state. I think this is the energy every one of us want to embody this week, is to cultivate a calm inner state for us, no matter what is happening around the world or within our life. Hope this message helped. Feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think, and contact me if you need a personal reading. Sending you lots of love. Wishing you all a good week ahead. I'll see you back next week. Bye.